Growing up, I wasn't from a religious family. I didn't go to church and wasn't part of any church community. As a teenager, and when I was a little bit older, I had kind of developed, I think, just a hostility even towards it. At that time in my life, probably particularly realizing that I was living a fairly selfish life, very self-focused, self-absorbed. I really felt almost like a low, almost like I would say just an emptiness. Even though I had all these things to fill my life, there was still an emptiness, just not a complete peace and not a real joy. I had a very good friend of mine who had her own struggles, but she was just a very together, joyful person who had a lot of peace in her life and didn't seem to let life get her down. Essentially, what was different about her that I would come to discover was that she was a devoted Christian, that was really the essence of who she was. A lot of our conversations didn't sort of begin with, "You should come to church with me." A lot of the conversations would be, these are the things you need to think about in your life. She was a team leader in the Alpha program in her church community. It took a lot of invitations on her part in order for me to finally say yes. It was a very non-threatening environment. Prior to that, I may have had preconceived ideas that in church communities there would be a certain expectation of me, but there wasn't an expectation of me. I really was struck by how normal, how good the people were, how they were just really average people like me, trying to do their best, didn't have all of the answers in life, but were joyful and at peace trying to discover that. I certainly knew some Bible stories, but didn't really know who Jesus was. But to come to discover who Jesus was and to hear about God's Son and His love for us and what that meant for us, what it meant for me, led me to want more and more to delve into this even for myself. My faith became real, really, and it was a process. I can't think of one defining moment. It was both the time that I spent in Alpha and then with the community on Sundays where I began to really develop that deeper sense of community, having begun my faith journey in Alpha and continued that. I think my life is absolutely better. Being a priest and being a committed Christian is everything that I'm about now. Retracing the steps and right back to the beginning, and that being Alpha, it's given me everything in my life.